Good evening and welcome to Duck TV News. I'm Bernice Amaya.
And I'm Jasmine McKinley. Here are tonight's stories. An additional option for safe evening transportation is in the trial run stage on the UO campus. Reporter Alex Amendola has more.
A possible addition to campus is this new shuttle service that's supposed to help alleviate the workload of both DDS and Safe Ride. This shuttle, however, functions more like a bus as it has set stops all over campus.
Walking is a primary mode of transportation for many students. While there is no problem during the day, concerns of safety arise in the evening as it gets dark. The U.S. Campus Shuttle is a service that will take students wherever they need to go on campus or a nearby area. We managed to catch a shuttle and speak to a volunteer driver, April Merrill.
We're actually picking up, I'd say maybe 100 and some odd students over 3 nights. And so that's alleviating some of the, the bookings through DDS or Safe Ride.
Potential riders can identify the shuttle by the strings of lights on the vehicle, inside and out. The shuttle is free with a student ID card, and students can volunteer to be navigators in the passenger side, like Jacob Dickens.
I'm a student volunteer, so there's a bunch of us, and we take our various shifts of a few hours.
The shuttle runs Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, and comes by stops every 15 to 20 minutes. A map of the route can be found on the shuttle's Facebook page, along with more information about the future of the shuttle on campus.
The shuttle's in its trial period now, running from 5 p.m. to 12 a.m. So ready to hop on. Happy travels.
Thanks, Alex. In other campus news, this past Thursday, the EMU was taken over by a flash mob called Thrill the World Eugene. This organization has created several dances, flash mobs, and thriller performances for over 8 years. It is part of a nationwide company that raises money for different charities. They currently have over 200 dancers involved. Margot Jennings, one of the organizers, explains the process of each performance.
The 8 or 10 get together and we choreograph. We don't do it totally from in here. We watch tons of videos and we say, oh, that's a good move, let's try it. Oh, that's a good one. And then we take the best of the rest.
Thrill the World Eugene has raised over $30,000 over the past 6 years for shelter care. Ms. Jennings tells us why she is a big part of the organization.
It fills me with total joy.
Any volunteers are welcome to join. The only requirement is a willingness to practice and just have some fun.
Renowned filmmaker James Ivory is a 1951 UO graduate who has been nominated for an Oscar on his recent film, Call Me By Your Name. Ivory visited the UO campus over the weekend and displayed his film at the 26th Queer Film Festival. At 89 years old, Ivory is one of the oldest male Oscar nominees and also one of 3 UO alumni to be nominated this year. Now we toss it for Mariah and Pablo for an update on winter sports.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Duck TV Sports. I'm Mariah Mills.
And I'm Pablo Hernandez. The groundhog kindly predicted 6 more weeks of winter, but it doesn't make a difference since we're all in Eugene anyways. Let's get on to this week's Oregon athletics.
Oregon men's basketball will be hosting the Washington schools this weekend after their Bay Area road trip. Washington is coming off of a crazy win over Arizona, a buzzer beater finish no less. That finish extended their winning streak to 4. The Ducks crucially need a sweep of the Bay Area schools, but fell short against the Stanford Cardinal 96-61. Against the California Golden Bears, Oregon's defense was strong, holding Cal to 28% shooting. But against Stanford, Oregon struggled to score, and the defense was absent, allowing the Cardinal to score and end the second half shooting 57%. The Ducks are now 15-8 overall and 5-5 in conference.
Women's basketball will be spending the upcoming weekend in Washington, with the Ducks taking on the Huskies on Friday while paying a visit to the Cougars on Sunday. The Huskies are fresh off a 78-60 win over Arizona, where clinical shooting by Borislava Rostova put an end to any thought of an Arizona comeback. Cougars' defense also held Arizona to just 10 points to close out the game. The Ducks are looking to bounce back after their hard loss against Stanford this past Sunday. Their winning streak at Matthew Knight finally came to an end at 14-0 thanks to clinical offense on Stanford's part.
Youth sports have become sort of a business, a training point for the collegiate level. But recently, there's been talk about changing the recruiting rules in softball. Senior infielder Jenna Lilly tweeted to show her support, and Ramsey Sullivan has the story.
Oregon senior infielder Jenna Lilly grew up watching her 3 older siblings play sports.
As soon as I could walk, I started playing softball, or t-ball, I guess. So I grew up watching a lot of games, started playing travel ball, club ball when I was in 3rd grade.
For Lilly, committing as a sophomore was relatively late for prospective collegiate softball players, but that's about to change.
There's a lot of issues in softball right now of recruiting middle schoolers.
According to NCAA research, 43% of Division I softball student athletes had direct or indirect contact with a collegiate coach prior to the 9th grade.
If I look back on my career and how much you grow as a person between the age of 7th grade and 10th and 11th and 12th when you should be making a college decision, I think it's really unfair.
A petition done by the National Fast Pitch Coaches Association garnered over 10,000 signatures in 1 week. The petition is motioning to change all recruiting contact for softball to September 1st of an athlete's junior year.
If they make a decision when they're 12, their wants and needs and desires in life are going to change by the time they're 15, 16, 17.
Lilly and a number of others, including high school and college level coaches, have shown their support for the petition on Twitter. And Lilly's advice for these young athletes?
To wait as long as you possibly can, explore as many options as you can. It's all about what you want, and make sure you prioritize that.
The NCAA will vote on the proposal this spring. To learn more or sign the petition, visit the NFCA's website under Early Recruiting Action Center. For Duck TV Sports, I'm Ramsey Sullivan.
The NCAA will vote on the early recruiting process this upcoming spring.
With the growing popularity of esports, the Oregon League of Legends Club is looking to expand. Michael Streit has the story.
The University of Oregon League of Legends Club is hoping to rebrand itself as the Gaming Club and field teams in multiple competitive esports as part of the newly formed independent Pac-12 Gaming Conference. I sat down with President Tim Peckham to learn more.
So in the fall term, we launched 2 teams for League of Legends. We launched a varsity team and a JV team, and they're well underway, self-sufficient, competing against schools all over the United States, and we're competing in the collegiate series. And now, come winter term, we're starting up with different esports with Overwatch, PUBG, Hearthstone, and Rocket League, hopefully. And we're expanding not just from 1 game, but now a total of 5 games, and just growing from there. And it's a big jump right now, but we definitely have a lot of college students here at the U of O who are very interested, and it's super exciting to see that.
Here's me signing up to be a part of the University of Oregon competitive Overwatch team. I asked Tim and a couple others about what they want from the future of the club.
We have people interested in all games. Of course, we're all gamers, so we play everything from board games to trivia games to competitive games. But we just want to have fun in our club, and anyone who's interested to join our gaming community of playing, Mario Kart, old Nintendo games, or old PlayStation games, or just to go off campus and go to an arcade or something. But we definitely want to facilitate a gaming community here at U of O.
Absolutely, yeah. We want to see more involvement from the school. A lot of other colleges have, varsity scholarship programs that are funded by the school and are, treated just like a football team or a basketball team, and that's what we want to be. That's what we want to grow through, and this is the foundation of that.
For me, I think just more people showing up, having new faces in the club is a lot of fun, playing more games, and just getting to meet more people.
Reporting with Duck TV Sports, I'm Michael Streit.
Thanks, Michael. For more information on the club, check them out on Facebook. That's all we have for this episode. Make sure to follow Duck TV Sports on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for the latest on Oregon athletics.
Have a great week, Eugene. Back to Bernice and Jasmine at the news desk.
Thanks, Mariah and Pablo. The Baker family has decided to sell the Register Guard to Gatehouse Media after 90 years of providing Eugene with their news services. It is one of the largest publications. Across the country, the takeover of Gatehouse will begin on March 1st, which may leave their employees questioning their status as to whether their job will still remain available to them.
Local journalists aren't the only ones who are facing uncertainty in the workplace. Marijuana shops are getting even more penalties for selling pot to underage users. The new penalties took effect on January 26th. They include a 30-day license suspension or a fine of almost $5,000. After finding out that 3 Lane County stores violated these rules, the Oregon Liquor Control Commission wanted these employees to be accountable for these issues until they get it right.
This past week, photojournalist E. Jason Wobsgan visited Eugene to present some of his powerful images capturing the severe gun violence in Chicago. Reed McIntyre has the story.
Pulitzer Prize winner E. Jason Wamsgams recently came to Eugene and the SOJC to show how gang violence in hard-to-reach communities go beyond the surface. In 2017, E. Jason Wamsgams, a photojournalist on the Chicago Tribune, was awarded the Pulitzer Prize in feature photography for his work detailing the experiences of families deep in gang territory. Wamsgams has brought his work to show at the downtown Eugene Public Library as well as the SOJC on campus. When asked about why he views this work as important, Wamsgams responded,
"The thing this kind of photography has the power to do is to kind of bridge this gulf and make you feel what somebody else is going through."
People like Wamsgams can have a tremendous impact on how people relate to each other. University of Oregon senior Derek Maiolo shares what story was most impactful to him.
One where he follows the family after this young boy is shot, but he takes us to the hospital. We get to see him with his mother, and then after just kind of trying to be a normal kid again. It's really powerful photos.
Wamsgams focuses on relaying these stories through multiple perspectives, including those directly involved and the points of view of children. For Duck TV News, Reed McIntyre.
Thanks, Reed. Moving from one art form to the next, this month, the City Synth is transforming Eugene into a musical instrument. Their Harmonic Laboratory has created an art exhibit unlike any other. Community members can stop by the Broadway Commerce Center lobby in downtown Eugene to see a real-time movement and color transmitted into sound and video. The exhibit uses a projector to bring the lobby to life. The Harmonic Lab is striving to bring more color to Eugene. The art installation opened February 2nd and will be up all throughout the month of February.
That's all for this week's episode. Thanks for tuning in.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at DuckTV News. Have a great night, Eugene.